Hello, buddy. All right, so welcome to the Mikestand. Hopefully, everybody's having a good night, a good day, or a good week thus far, and a good day today. Um, so we already got a bit of a chat going as Goodnight Spoon is come in to kind of liven things up, as it were. You know, can't seem to think of what to, I guess, say on Rick's show. So now putting it on me to do that, but not really my style, as it were. But anyways, so let me just take some here real quick. Let me just do one more thing, and then so we're gonna of course, give people a chance to come in here before we get started. Hopefully, as I said, everybody's having a good week this week. Just take a couple minutes to give people a chance to come in, and then we will, of course, um, oh, then we'll get started. All right, so let's see. We're at the 2 minute mark now, so hopefully everybody's having a good week this week. Let's see now. Well, I guess I might as well. I just wanted to give people a chance to come in before we get going. Let's see. If you haven't already, of course, if you guys can help out by liking and sharing the stream, that would be appreciated. Also, if anything here grabs your attention, um, feel free to comment and or ask questions. I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So, alrighty then. So now we're past the 3 minute mark. I guess it will be a good time to start talking about what's on tap for tonight. So we got a couple articles from Bounding into Comics. Basically, one I believe is more of a manga article, the other being an anime article. So let's see. Shueisha announces long-awaited um, Witch Watch um, anime adaptation. Let's see. So we'll get into that article. Also, Atsuko Tanaka, the Japanese voice actress who did, of course, Makoto Kusanagi in Ghost in the Shell, as well as the title character of Bayonetta, passes away at 61 from an undisclosed illness. So those are the two articles we'll be looking at, plus, of course, the wrestling wrap up, and then the This Day in Each History. So let's see. Let's 4:05. We'll give it a little, maybe about a minute more. Maybe we'll once we get to the 5 minute mark. Let's see. Gummy bears bouncing here and there and everywhere. Find adventure that's beyond compare. They are the gummy bears. They are the gummy bears. All right. So, yeah, well, 4.5 minutes. I guess we'll just go ahead and get started here. We got a couple people in. As always, guys, feel free to comment and or ask questions, and I'll try to answer the questions to the best of my ability. So, with that, why don't we go ahead and get started on the articles? If anything grabs your attention, feel free to comment and or ask questions. So, get the first article here about Shueisha, which I believe is a manga publisher over in Japan. So let's get into this. So Shueisha announces long-awaited Witch Watch anime adaptation. Mangaka Kenta Shinohara says he will be heavily involved in series production, which sounds like a good thing because that way you know that nobody's gonna try to mess with it if he's involved. I hope that if and when it becomes dubbed, he'll still be heavily involved to keep people like Katrina Leonidakis from messing with it. Leonidakis. Article by Nerdigans Inc. published earlier today. So here we go. All right. At long last, Shueisha has finally decided to cast their magic on and announce that mangaka Kenta Shinohara's whimsical slice of life manga, Witch Watch, um, will finally be receiving an anime adaptation. And with the name itself, it sounds very interesting. The latest work from the Sket Dance and Astrolost in Space mangaka, um, Witch Watch, is a whimsical romantic comedy that focuses on the daily life of the klutzy witch Nico Wakatsuki, who is voiced in Japanese by Rina um, Kawaguchi, who also provides the voice of Ai Kamiya in Dark Gathering, who, after completing her 6-year training in the witch's holy land, receives word that her own mother's divination abilities have predicted that a major disaster will soon befall the young magic user. To prevent the prophecy from coming true, I guess I forgot to put in the word "coming" there. Nico is sent to live with ogre familiar Morihito Otogi, who is voiced in the Japanese by Ryota Suzuki, who provided the voice of Heisuke Mashimo in Sakamoto Days, who also happens to be her childhood crush. Wow, witch and an ogre. We've seen that before, haven't we? Let's see. Let's see. Anybody say anything yet? Rick. Okay. Well, let's see. You have won the most interesting live stream at the moment award. Would you care to take a bow? Do you have a speech prepared? No, I don't. I'm just doing my thing, as I always do. Hey, all. I don't personally understand why Rick can't hop on your shows on Tuesdays. I know he uses the duck and there's no prep involved. Well, I mean, I just do that out of a courtesy to him. I mean, first off, second off, he'd still have to leave early, to again do his shows. So I do it more out of a courtesy for him, so he has the time to prep for his shows. I mean, you never know. I mean, even if he doesn't have, even if it's not like my show where I'm doing commentary and I'm looking up, articles and stuff to go over. Even if he doesn't do that, there's obviously technical issues that may come up prior to the show that he may have to deal with. So, but he could probably answer that more. I mean, again, I do it more. I don't have him come on Tuesday just simply because, well, a couple reasons. One is again to give him the time, whatever time he needs to prep for his show, but also so it doesn't get to the point where he's um, he has to feel like he has to be on like every night to where he gets burned out. And of course, doing it, I mean, what I would like to do, and I'd like to have like one each night, and then Fridays, of course, do the rotating co-host bit. But that just didn't happen. People's schedules and all that. So I mean, and then hi Rick, and Rick has good night spoon. There was some prep for today's show because we are going to have a little game tonight on my channel. See, so granted, Rick may not be doing the same exact thing I'm doing, where in my case there is more prep work needed, like looking up articles and figuring out looking up data and all that. But there's still stuff that sometimes comes up, Damn it, Rick, I was going to go to bed early. I was going to go to bed. I can't have game nights. Anyways, getting back to the article I was, of course, reading here. In announcing which watches anime adaptation series production studio, Bibury Animation released a 50-second teaser trailer to the series' newly launched website. Its contents showcasing both the moment when a broom riding Nico literally crashes back into Morihito's life, as well as the rest of the series' main cast, including Nico's Tengo familiar, Kanchi Kanamatsuri, who is voiced in the Japanese by Kohei Amasaki, who provides the voice of Rose in Code Geass Rose of the Recapture. The hipster werewolf Keigo Megumi, whose voice is provided by Kaito Ishikawa, who also provides the voice of Jin in Joji in Dandadan. And the fellow witch Nemu Meow, whose Japanese voice is provided by Tomori Kusunoki, who provides the voice of Karin Kohu Miraki in Sword Art Online Alternative Gun Gale Online 2. Alongside the aforementioned Bibury Animation Studios, the series production team will also include production studio, and I guess a typo there, Bit, Groove Promotion, Groove Promotion, who did Blue Lock, director Hiroshi Ikehara, who worked on Kirata Krichan, scriptwriter Deiko Akao from Komi Can't Communicate fame, and character designer Haruko Izuka from Horimura. Offering a statement in honor of his series being given the animated treatment, Shinohara told the anime's official website, quote, "While drawing a manuscript every week, I often thought to myself, this episode would be so interesting if it were made into an anime," unquote. Quote, "I am convinced that this work, which has magic as its motif," a lot of magic, particularly magical girl stuff can become popular, for various reasons. Some more than others. Will become even more enjoyable many times over with the addition of movement and voice. Again, that whole idea of really bringing people into that world, right? He then predicted, quote, "I can't wait to see how Nico's magic, Morihito's acting, and Kanchi's movements turn out," unquote. Manga in color there. Let's see what you guys are saying here before I get to the next paragraph here. Let's see. Actually, suddenly I'm horrified. Let's see. This might be a sauce situation. Why would you be terrified, GKS? Thanks, man. I don't know that you're not pulling a John Kramer. And Rick saying, good thing it is a game. You can participate from the chat and leave when you want. uh, Alrighty then. So Shinohara also confirmed that he had decided to be heavily involved in every aspect of the Witch Watch anime's production, informing fans, quote, I read everything from the script to the storyboards. I may have inconvenienced the director and other studio members, as I am quite a picky author. Still, I believe that sharing with everyone on set things that I am able to notice, because I am the author of the original work, and the things that I want to pay close attention to will lead to the quality of the work. Which is true. Always having the original authors there to contribute, it can be very helpful. Quote, the voice actors are the best of the best, and we're selected through thorough auditions. He added, quote, please rest assured about the casting. In parentheses, Miyaru has not yet been decided, so we are still looking for a role, unquote. Drawing his words to a close, Shinohara ultimately emphasized, quote, all of us are working together to make this production a success. Please look forward to the broadcast and keep an eye out for new information in the future, unquote. Per the series' debut trailer, Witch Watch is slated to premiere in April 2025. Of course, that's in Japan. Hopefully, with it having a English dub anime in the U.S. sometime later. It's what I call a silhouette game, inspired by Elk. All right. Anyways, so there we go. So there's the first story tonight. Now we'll get ready to move on to the other story tonight. Again, in the realm of anime here. All right, so here's the second and last story we're gonna do tonight from this. Atsuko Tanaka, Japanese voice actor for Makoto Kusanagi in Ghost in the Shell, and Bayonetta title character, passes away at 61 from undisclosed illness. All right, so article by Spencer McCauley published earlier today. Of course, here in the States, Mary Elizabeth McGlynn did the English voice for the English dub voice for Makoto in many of the Ghost in the Shell series. So, in an absolutely heartbreaking development, iconic Japanese voice actress Hikaru Tanaka has passed away at the relatively young age of 61 following a battle with an undisclosed illness. Tanaka, whose long and storied filmography notably includes roles of Makoto Kusanagi in the various Ghost in the Shell productions, the titular and bespectacled to cold heroine of the Bayonetta video game franchise, and the ripple-wielding Lisa in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 2, Battle Tendency, was confirmed to have died on the morning of August 20th by the way of an official statement shared by our son, fellow Japanese industry voice actor Hikaru Tanaka. So I think Hikaru is actually the son's name, and Atsuko is the mother's name there. I think there was a typo there in the paragraph there. Let's see. To his personal social media pages. Quote, to everyone who has always supported me, on August 20th, 2024, my mother, voice actress Atsuko Tanaka, passed away, unquote, wrote Tanaka as per a machine translation of his statement provided by Google Translate. Quote, on behalf of Atsuko Tanaka herself, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to all the fans who loved her and to all the people in the industry who helped her during her lifetime, unquote. There she is, right, and she looked like a very pretty, very good looking mother and son duo right there. She's a very pretty lady. Let's see. Quote, it is with great sadness that we have to announce our parent-child relationship in this way, unquote. He then admitted, quote, per her wishes, will not disclose the specific name of her illness, but even during her nearly year-long battle with illness, she seemed to have lived a life that was so typical of Atsuko Tanaka, earnest, dignified, and a little bit playful. I am truly blessed to have such a great mother, unquote. Drawing his brief but heartbreaking announcement to a close, Hikaru ultimately asked fans, quote, last but not least, please don't forget the works of Atsuko Tanaka were so sincerely involved in, the characters that she poured her love into, and the voice actress that is Atsuko Tanaka. Let's see. And then Goodnight Spoon says, Mike, Rick is talking sideways at me, so what? Okay. You should take away his wrench. No, I don't think he's saying anything there that's really that offensive or that disruptive. Good night, Spoon. How am I talking sideways at you? Good night, Spoon. I don't know, Rick. I don't understand the game you're playing. It sounds violent. Laugh out loud. If anything, good night, Spoon. I think you're just being a little bit of a drama queen. It sounds like. Well, I guess in your case, drama king. I guess. Anyways, let's continue on with the article here. Born in 1962 in Masebashi, Gunma Prefecture, the elder Tanaka first stepped into the world of performance acting thanks to her love of theater and dance. After graduating from the private Ferris Women's University, Tanaka would go on to find employment as an office worker while taking dance lessons and performing with a dance troupe in her off time. And it was during her time with said troupe that, thanks to the urging of one of her fellow members, that she would begin to pursue a career in voice acting. Beginning in the field in 1985, so almost 40 years ago, like 39 years ago, with a handful of minor roles, Tanaka would soon find her big break by providing the Japanese dub voice for Madeline Stowe's Karen Carr in the 1992 Jonathan Kaplan directed, Kurt Russell starring action film Unlawful Entry. In 1993, Tanaka would officially break into the world of anime voice acting that year, providing the voice of Shinka team member Juka Melash in Mobile Suit Victory Gundam. And the rest, they would say, is history. From there, Tanaka would go on to establish herself as one of the most prolific voice actors in all of Japanese entertainment. Though a full rundown of her roles would be far too long for a simple news article, some of her most notable performances, in addition those related to the aforementioned trio of Makoto Kusanagi, Bayonetta, and Lisa, include the Goddess of Flames Sulan in the 1997 Berserk series, Castar in 2014 Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, Mary Sarah in the anime adaptation of Case Closed. So if you're somebody who prefers watching the subs or even the just can understand the Japanese language without even having to worry about the subs, they're saying these are some of the characters she's done as an anime voice actress. Celine in Netflix's Devilman Crybaby, Poison Ivy and Batman Ninja, Trish throughout the entirety of her speaking appearances in Capcom Devil May Cry series, Conan, the only female member of the Akatsuki in Naruto Shippuden, Kane in Ni R Replicant, and the Hades wise god Gorgon in Maho Sentai Magiranger. In honor of Tanaka's legacy and at the urging of her son, those wishing to honor the voice actress' memory would best do so by enjoying any of the numerous performances she's given over the years. And to be honest, in terms of quality, viewers and players can't go wrong picking almost any of the anime or video games she's appeared in. Rest in peace, Atsuko Tanaka. The world has lost a true talent this day. Sounds like a pretty nice lady. So anyway, so what I'm going to do right now here, of course, is we're going to do a moment of silence for her before getting ready to move on. But before we do that, let me just get caught up on something. Rick, let's see. I just had a wonderful idea. Kings and queens, but can queens be kings? What is your idea? Good night, Spoon. Let's see. I will decide if it's wonderful. During my next chess match, when I'm put in check, I'ma say, nah, he identifies as a queen now. Oh boy, that would be funny. That might work, but then no king to you have no king to capture. So wouldn't the game then be over? You losing, having no king to no king, so maybe not a wonderful idea. Let's see. Boxing creature. Hi, the boxing. Who exactly is Cat Thomas Snafu Anime? Well, Cat Thomas is a voice actress based out of the Houston area, I believe. I don't know about any Snafu anime. The game ends when the king's captured, not king, no capture. I will never be defeated again. What's your favorite baby Bach? I don't have one. What is Jade Kelly and Jim? I have no idea what you're even referring to there, BJ. Hi, BJ. And Ribs. All right. So, anyways, what I'm gonna do now, guys, I'm gonna go. I want to just go ahead and have a moment of silence for Japanese voice actress Atsuko Tanaka. Um, hopefully, we just send our thoughts and prayers and condolences out to the Tanaka family. I'm talking about two Sentai dubbings. Well, I haven't seen those ones. I don't think so. But anyways, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna do a moment of silence here, and then we'll move on to the wrestling wrap up. All right. So with that, move on to the wrestling wrap up here. So we're gonna go back to last night's um, Monday Night Raw. Talk about what happened on last night's Monday Night Raw as they continue to prepare for Bash in Berlin a week from this Saturday on the 31st. And it's not this, obviously not this week, but next week. Well, starting this Sunday, and then ending with the week, will be three big events with AEW's All In this Sunday from Wembley Stadium in London, England, followed by on Friday. TNA will have Emergence from, I believe it's Louisville, and then WWE will be in Berlin for Bash in Berlin the following Saturday, the 31st. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the wrestling wrap up here. So, in the opening match of last night's Monday Night Raw, Sheamus defeated Pete Dunne. The women's match between Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree went to a no contest, as I believe Nikki Cross of the Wyatt Six came in and interfered in the match. The New Day of Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, teaming with Odyssey Jones, defeated the Final Testament trio of Akam, Razor, and Karrion Kross. In a no disqualification match, Bronson Reed defeated The Miz. In a triple threat match for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles, the unholy union of Isla Dawn and Alba Fire retained over Damage Control duo of Kairi Sane and Io Sky, and the Pure Fusion Collective duo of Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, with Sonya Deville being in their corner. And the main event saw Randy Orton defeat Ludwig Kaiser with Gunther in the corner. Following the match, as basically sending a message before their match at Bash at Berlin, Randy Orton would give the RKO to Gunther. So, anyways, Hello there. Hello, Netstory channel. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully, having a good time here. Hi, Netstory channel. So, in other wrestling news as well, other wrestling news. Soraya's contract is said to be up in September. There's some talk that she might be interested in going back to WWE. When she left back in 2022, of course, Triple H did say that the door was open for her to return if she chose to. Having been forced to retire a few years ago because of her neck issues. So now, of course, Saraya, who is known as Paige in the WWE, will be getting a shot at the AEW Women's World Title on tomorrow night on Dynamite. She'll be taking on former Outcast teammate Tony Storm prior to, of course, All In, with the hopes of somehow getting on the show there. Let's see now. So with that, and one more, and on tonight's NWA Power, on tonight's NWA Power on the CW app, basically from the WEDU studios in Tampa, Florida, Joe Alonzo will be defending the NWA World Junior Heavyweight title in a four-way match in which he'll be defending against Rolando, Soda Pop Hendricks, and Eric Smalls. Jax Dane with Baron Von Storm in his corner will be taking on Anthony Caterno, who will have Chris Silvio in his corner, as Chris Silvio looks to continue to try to punish Jax Dane for turning on him. Baron Von Storm will be taking on Boz, and EC3 will be defending the NWA World Championship, World Heavyweight title against Casey Kazana of the Country Gentlemen. So with that, now we'll go on to. Now, with all that being said, we're going to start to wind down here. Hopefully, everybody's has enjoyed the show thus far. So we're now with today being Tuesday, August the 20th, 2024. We're going to take a look back at this day in Niche history. History! So, 2003, 1954, and 1994. Alrighty then. So with that being said, let's take a look back at this day in Niche history. So first off, we're going to head back 70 years ago today. As on this date, 70 years ago today, in probably what is considered one of the most controversial title changes in history, in the history of professional wrestling, in a match for the NWA World Women's Championship, Mildred Burke and June Byers contest or have a match that was originally supposed to be two, as all title matches were back then, a best 2 out of 3 falls match. They competed in which was controversially awarded to Byers after just one fall, when the match was stopped after it turned into a real shoot fight. Now, at this point, Mildred Burke had a falling out with Billy Wolf, who was a major influencer in the NWA at the time. Basically having wanted to put the title on his daughter-in-law's June Byers there. This, of course, did cause some controversy on this date back 70 years ago today. So on this date 70 years ago today, June Byers would win the NWA World Women's title after one fall. What was supposed to be a best 2 out of 3 falls match, when it was stopped due to it becoming a real shoot fight. Now, for those of you who don't know what a shoot fight is, that's basically when things get real, basically. It wasn't choreographed. It was one of those things where they literally were trying to hurt each other. So now getting ready to move on to the next piece in each history as we had jumped forward to 1994, which was, of course, 30 years ago today. On this date, 30 years ago today, Toei as part of the Ghost Sweeper Mikami series, Toei Animation's Ghost Sweeper Mikami: The Great Paradise Battle, which was basically said to be a sequel to the anime television series. The film, The Great Paradise Battle, premiered in Japanese theaters on this date back in 1994. So 30 years ago today, Toei Animation's Ghost Sweeper Mikami: The Great Paradise Battle anime film premiered in Japanese theaters on this date back in 1994. So with that being said, of course, now I'm moving on to the last piece in each history here. Move ahead to 2003. On this date in 2003, which of course is 21 years ago today, on this date 21 years ago today, the 170th issue of Batman Legends of the Dark Knight went on sale on this date back in 2003. It sold for $2.50, 32 pages. Part 2 of the Irresistible story, written by Tom Robert Payer, with art by Tony Harris, lettering done by Kurt Hathaway, and J.D. Mather did the coloring. So there you have it, folks. I hope everybody enjoyed the show tonight. Let's see. Sure to check out my channel as I draw up two of my characters. Yes, well, yes, guys, go check out Rick. If you want to also share your link, feel free to do that. You're always allowed to do that. People know where to find you. But with that, guys, I thank everybody for being here tonight. I hope to see everybody back here. We'll be back here tomorrow with more Niche News. Of course, I'll send Rick. I'll send you the link in the morning. And don't forget, this Friday, I'll have Shadowhawk on with me to go over comics that went on sale in March of 1940. This week we'll be focusing in on books that went on sale from Fox Feature Syndicate. Will be, of course, among the features we'll be looking at, of course, will be Blue Beetle. So with that, I thank everybody for being here, and I hope to see everybody back here tomorrow. Bye.